What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
And now, broadcasting from the cow capital of the West and home of the world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale, it's time for Rodeo Randy on KYUS 92.3 and KMTA 1050 AM. Now, let's saddle up and ride. Here's Rodeo Randy.
Well, thanks, John. WWW, John the announcer, for that intro. And welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Rodeo Randy Show, where we talk about my favorite sport and all things associated with my favorite sport, the exciting sport of rodeo. And to remind everybody, our show is streamed worldwide on 92.3 KYOS. In fact, we have fans listening to our show down in Tucson, Arizona, and Cedar City, Utah. So we are around the world. You can listen to us. Plus, our shows are archived 24/7 on Rodeo Randy Show YouTube, so you can listen to us anytime, anywhere. Pretty amazing technology stuff. But, well, today I'd like to welcome my guest into the studio, Justin McPherson, the Vice President on the Board of Governors for the Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. Justin, welcome, and glad you could come in today.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Well, glad to have you here. And Justin, before we get going and talking about what's happening next weekend, I'd like to ask one quick question. Is how did it become called a bucking horse sale and not a rodeo?
Well, it's just that, Randy. It's we're selling bucking horses, which is different than a full-fledged rodeo. It originated back in the 50s. Guy did a deal on some steers, and he ended up with some bucking horses and had to find a way to get rid of them. So he had a bucking horse sale, and the rest is history.
And it's gone from just not paying very much to the riders to a big-time payout this year.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, before I forget, though, I want to congratulate Miles City Bucking Horse Sale for being inducted into the Montana Hall of Fame this past February.
Yeah, getting inducted into the Cowboy Hall of Fame was kind of a neat deal.
Well, that's amazing. Like I was saying, go from just a little thing going in 1951 to a big one today. That's pretty amazing stuff over there. Well, congratulations again on there, Justin. So, well, let's get a little bit into what's going to be happening here. Of course, this coming Sunday, you've got the Mother's Day races coming up, and that's usually a big fun time over there.
Yes, it's a big draw from a pretty big area here in eastern Montana. Of course, everybody got the wonderful precipitation event this week, so it's going to be too wet to brand and too wet to farm, so you just will come to town and watch horse racing.
Oh, absolutely.
Just got the numbers hot off the press. We've got 11 races on the card on Sunday, and they're all going to be real close to full, so it should be real good. The track should be in good condition, so come on in.
Can you guarantee another big winner this Sunday, like last Saturday, the Kentucky Derby? I hear there was a big winner out there.
We did have somebody hit the exact on the Kentucky Derby for quite a bit of money last week. Sure be cool to have somebody do that again.
I mean, there's hope for me, Justin.
That's right.
There's hope for me.
You bet.
So then coming up Sunday, and then, of course, Thursday, that's when the big days start here, and we're going to have the trade show in the morning, and then, of course, 4 p.m., the horse races start.
Friday, we start the horse races, yeah.
Thursday,
we've got the kickoff concert. We've got Kaylin Beasley going to open up as our showcase band that was actually voted on by the public, and that'll be kind of a neat deal, something new that we're doing this year. And then Chancey Williams will hit the stage, and to follow him is the headliner, Josh Turner, and it's been talked about far and wide, and we've got a lot of tickets sold, and should be a really good show.
Well, I suppose there's no tickets available now, is there?
They are still available, yeah. We've got room yet. You can get them at the Bucking Horse Sale website from the chamber office, or you can get them right there at the box office the day of the performance. So.
Yeah, I've been talking about that all over town for months here now. It's going to be good. Well, maybe I can get a ticket to go out there. We'll see what happens. Okay, now let's go back to what I was mentioning Friday. We got the horse races at 4 o'clock, and then you got the wild horse race at 4:30. But then an event I was talking to you earlier about, which I didn't know much about, at 5:30 is the Oren Murray Permit Challenge. Could you tell us what that is?
We've named it after a young cowboy from Miles City here. Oren Murray was an up-and-coming bronc rider. Tragically died in a car accident a few years back, and so this is kind of a memorial to him and his family. It's a bunch of cowboys that are on their permit. They haven't quite won enough money in the PRCA yet to get their full-fledged PRCA card. So this is all young guys competing against each other. Currently, I think we've got 36 entries into that. Kind of a neat deal with that is a lot of the bigger rodeos around, you've got to be able to have enough money won to qualify to get into them, basically. The chances of a permit guy getting into our large bronc riding on Sunday is basically zero, but we've implemented this through this permit challenge. The top 2 guys out of Friday night qualify for Sunday's $57,000 added event, so it's a real good chance for a young guy to get his name in there and possibly get a big chunk of dough on his way to getting his card filled.
That's quite incentive for them.
Yes.
Now, do we have any local kids or area kids that you know of are going to be in here?
We've got a few of them, some kids that rodeoed in the Big Sky region here, just some that come to mind. Garrett Cunningham out of Broadus, he'll be there. Cade Costello, he's out of South Dakota, he'll be there. And like I said, there's 36 of them, some of them coming from as far away as Texas and California, and some of them right here in our backyard, so it should be pretty good.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I always tell a story. I'd been on the saddle bronc one time when I was a freshman in high school. I got bucked off, landed flat on my back, and I said, this ain't for me. I'm a watcher, not a doer now.
There you go.
So anyway, all right, then coming up on the second day of events, we got the wild horse race again at 1 o'clock, and then we've got, here's a good thing, we're talking about horse races, you're going to have the Preakness go on Saturday out there.
And we're betting right into the Preakness pool. The payouts are not just based on what we've got played here in Miles City. It's right into the Preakness pool, which is the same thing we did with the Kentucky Derby last week. That's how we were able to get the big money payout. It's kind of exciting.
That's Preakness is fun too. Triple Crown winner maybe? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Of course, in the 7:15 is the wild horse race. That's big this year because you have over $20,000 up for grabs in the wild horse racing.
One of the biggest around for sure.
And then on Sunday, the final day of events, we were waiting for the big granddaddy event there, the match bronc ride there. This year, I see you have $57,000 added bronc rides.
Yep, become one of the bigger ones around. We've got 23 of the top 30 in the world that are going to show up for it. 6 guys that have qualified just by being circuit cowboys here based on how the qualification system works. But so we've got a couple of local guys certainly in the standings, in like Houston Brown, and of course Sage Newman's up there in the world standings. Josh Davison's in there locally. Should be really, really good watching. Like I said, 23 out of the top 30 are going to be here. We've got 7 different stock contractors bringing horses to that event, so we put a lot of time into getting that pen of horses set so it's as even as possible, and it should be dang good watching again.
And I'm sure one of the Wright brothers family will be here. I mean, I don't have to look at the standings, and I'm sure one of them's in the top 5, if not the top spot.
Yeah, so Statler Wright, he's the young one, and Ryder Wright, they'll both be entered.
They just took PRC national finals by storm, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
It's amazing.
Pretty talented.
Well, of course, Logan Hale will probably be here, right? And Brody
Logan
Crest maybe. And
yeah.
speaking of standings, Sage Newman is sitting number 7 in the world. Now, I want to mention briefly, we're talking world standings. I just want to mention off the subject a little bit, but Lisa Lockhart, barrel racer from Ulrichs, from Circle up in my neck of the woods. She's sitting number 5 in the world in barrel racing right now. And then, of course, Haven, our local guy here, world champion tie-down roper, is sitting number 8 in the world. Sounds like fun. Going to have a lot of people come out there. We got a lot of action going on. We got parade, we got saddle bronc, we got concession stands, we got booths out there. We got a lot of stuff for everybody to come out there again starting Thursday. Well, whether people love the world famous buck and horse sale for the rodeo, the horse racing, the parade, concert, the quick draw art show, free camping in the campgrounds, like I said, it's fun for all. Good time for everybody. Justin McPherson, Vice President just for the Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. Thank you for coming in, and if you don't mind, maybe next week we can give us another update.
Hey,
what's going on?
You bet. Glad to be here and look forward to seeing everybody.
Well, that's enough time what we have today, folks. Thanks for listening to us. And don't forget, we'll have another edition next week on the Rodeo Randy Show. And don't forget, our show is archived 24/7 on the Rodeo Randy Show YouTube, so you can listen to us anytime. See you next week, and thanks for listening, everybody.